Shalom, brothers and sisters, welcome. Shabbat Shalom. This is my second recording for today, and I wanted to come back and discuss some current events that are happening. I welcome all of you. I want to thank you all again for supporting my channel. You can like, comment, and subscribe to push out the channel and the video so that more people can see them. I would greatly appreciate that. This channel is not for financial purposes. There's no ads on this channel, so it is solely by subscribers and viewers that is allowing the message to be pushed out. Those who are searching for similar topics or for the topics that I'm covering, they will have more of an opportunity to view these videos with you liking and subscribing and commenting. So thank you once again for being here, and thank you for joining me. In this video today, I am going to be discussing what we have seen happen over the last 10 days with Charlie Kirk. This is a spiritual occurrence that has and is continuing to take place. All of what you're seeing is not by chance. I will say that again. All of what you are seeing is not by chance. If you have eyes to see, if you have ears to hear, you will know that what you are seeing is more than just seeing someone being taken out. That this is a message not only to America, but also to the world. This is a message to Edom, and it is a message to the children of the Most High, Yahuwah. Again, if you have eyes to see, you will see, and if you have ears to hear, you will hear. Now, Charlie Kirk was taken out in front of thousands of people. The video has been replayed probably millions of times of seeing his throat, where his words are resonated and come out of his mouth, is being pew-pewed, that he can no longer talk. That is significant. What is also significant is the words he was speaking out of his mouth, where the words were resonating in his throat and coming through his mouth, the things that he was saying. What is also significant is this is a man that said he loves his country, that he loves America. And this is a man that has said that he is a Christian and that he loves God. That's what he said, right? That he's a Christian and he loves God. This is a man that also said very detestable things about God's people. And everything, every single thing that he said, whether it be public or private, was written down. It was written down and can be read back to him. You may ask, who wrote it down? And the answer is the Most High's angels. Everything that we do is recorded. Everything that we say, it is recorded. That is why the power of life and death is in the tongue. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Very important. Very important scripture. Very important. So I'm going to go to Proverbs. It's Proverbs 18:21. Okay, so this is the King James Version. Proverbs 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So what each of us choose, the words that come out of our mouth is what it will be. That is what we will eat. And what Charlie Kirk was saying he doesn't feel safe if he sees a black person as the pilot of the plane he's getting onto. He's also made comments and said insults about black women in customer service, talking about our intelligence and not being smart enough to help him with his issue. He's also made comments and he has said that because black people are not intelligent enough, that we have to use DEI to get white jobs, right? White people jobs, which I didn't even know that there were white people jobs, but that is what he was speaking about. He has also made comments and said that in the United States, black people are about 12 or 13% of the population, and that black people cause, depending on the video you see of him, because he said it multiple times, he said 50 and 55% of violence in the United States. He's saying black people cause that much violence, that much percent of crime, but that they're only about 12 or 13% of the population. When he was asked should Black people, should the descendants of slaves get reparations, he vehemently defended his position, saying no. He said that no one was enslaved in present day. There's no Black people that were enslaved in present day. And therefore, they just need to work harder. They need to buy into the American dream to achieve what they want to achieve. But that any type of reparation, he did not agree with. Yet, there are Edom, white Americans that to this day benefit from slavery. They own land bought with selling slaves, using the produce, using the goods that the slaves produced to sell it, to go and buy land, to go and put their children through school, to go and buy properties, businesses, cars. They benefited from the enslaved to this day. There are white Americans that own land right now that their ancestors purchased that land because they sold slaves, because they used the slaves to produce goods, to grow their produce and pick their produce. And yet, Charlie Kirk said that there are no slaves today, and that he and no American should have to pay for what was done in the past. And yet, that goes against the word of the Most High, because the Most High said that when wickedness is done to his people, it is the nation and the peoples that have done it that have to give an account. There has to be recompense. When Moses went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go," and Pharaoh said, "No, I'm not going to let your people go," what happened? The plagues that came upon Egypt were not just for those that had slaves. It was the whole nation that had to go through the plagues. And the same thing is happening and will continue to happen to the United States until the Most High is content that the people that enslaved, tortured, killed, maimed, murdered, they did all type of wickedness to us, deceived, stole, until there is a full recompense, the Most High will not stop the judgment that has already started on the United States. That's right. It's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. The fact that he was taken out by a wound to the neck, where the words resonate, all of the wicked words that he was speaking that were in his heart, and that his whole discussion every time that he went to a college campus was to talk about Black people and how violent we are. And yet, it is one of his people took him out. That is not a coincidence. That is divine judgment. This is a man that said he's a Christian. This is a man that said he loves God. And yet, every time he talked against God's people. And he put down God's people. He insulted God's people in so many ways. None of this is a coincidence. And the people that are running around saying how Black people are the problem, your judgment is coming as well. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. Esau will not escape. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. That's right. Edom at this time cannot understand or fathom what is laid ahead of them and what is taking place. They are not going to be able to comprehend what is happening to them. But the Most High said he's going to make it plain. He's going to let them know he is the one that's doing it to them. And he's also going to let them know why it is being done. Because of the wickedness that Edom, the descendants of Esau, have done to the Most High's children. You're not going to be able, they will not be able to say sorry, to say that they are a Christian, and to say that God is love, and that all of their judgment just disappears. That's not how this works. That's not how it's going to work. In order to try to limit the destruction and the wrath of the Most High that has come upon you, because it's already on you. It's already on them. It is already on Esau. Is for them to completely repent of what they've done. And that includes giving great substance and great wealth back to the Most High's people. That includes stopping all of the wickedness that they continue to do against the Most High's people. All of these laws, all of this denying of the evil they have done. No fear of the Most High, but only finding themselves not guilty continually. Saying they didn't do nothing wrong. Saying that we just need to get over it. That it's not their problem. These are the same words that's going to be spoken to them. Because the judgment for what these people have done is captivity. And that is just the nice part. And the captivity that Edom and those that have conspired with Edom, the other nations and peoples that have conspired with Edom, the captivity that they will be going through is going to be far worse than the captivity that we as Black people went through. And they're not going to escape. They are not going to be able to escape what is coming upon them. They're going to look for empathy, and they will not find it. Didn't Charlie Kirk say he doesn't believe in empathy? Didn't Charlie Kirk say that a few people have to die in order to maintain his pew-pew rights, the Second Amendment rights? So let me just look this up. He said that, right? That's what he said. Those are the words that came out of his mouth, right? The right to bear arms. And look, he was taken out by the Second Amendment. He was taken out by someone who looks just like him. And yet, all of his time and his effort, he used to talk wickedness against God's people. But the captivity that Edom is about to go into, as I'm saying, is going to be far worse than what we went through. They will be told that they just need to manage whatever condition they're in. And the conditions that they will be in, because they will be in captivity, will be very bad. It's going to be very bad for Edom. Obadiah 1, verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. 12. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. 13. Thou shouldst not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. 14. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldst thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the city of distress. In the day of distress. "15. For the day of Yahuwah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. thy reward shall return upon thine own head. If you do not know the story of Jacob and Esau, their two brothers, the sons of Isaac, the grandchildren of Abraham. And Esau, instead of helping his brother, instead of helping the descendants of Isaac, has perpetually, throughout history, afflicted Jacob and his descendants. They have shown no love, no compassion, no mercy, no empathy. And it has been perpetual throughout history. The Most High said he's going to return the same thing upon Edom's head. And they're not going to escape. So all this talk that Charlie Kirk is a Christian, how Charlie Kirk was a good man, they are lies. Charlie Kirk talked wickedness against God's people. Charlie Kirk brought down curses upon himself and all of his descendants. Charlie Kirk represented the perpetual hatred that Esau has for Jacob and his descendants. That's who Charlie Kirk is. And he is a perfect embodiment of the wickedness that many who are Edom have in their hearts and what they display toward God's people. They are going into captivity. Their captivity will be far worse than what we experienced. I have sat down many times and tried to picture that in my mind. And it is difficult to picture it being far worse. But that is what the word of the Most High said. He said it's going to be far worse. So you have a man that is speaking lies. He is speaking wickedness. His last words were gang violence. And his throat was taken out, that he could no longer speak. And there'll be more. They are elevating this person, those who are or have the same mindset as him are elevating him, saying how he did nothing wrong, that he was a good man, he was a good Christian, and yet the words that came out of his mouth were in direct conflict with the word of the Most High. If you read the word of the Most High, if a person does wrong, there is to be recompense. There is to be a action that makes the other person whole again. There is repentance that needs to take place, and yet that has not been done. Because again, these people, Edom, and those that are confederate with them, find themselves not guilty. They say they didn't do nothing wrong. That happened so long ago. Yet they have given reparations to Jewish people in that far off place on the Mediterranean, on the Eastern Mediterranean shore. They have given reparations to Japanese, to Chinese. They've given reparations to different groups of people. The present-day Native Americans that you see throughout North America, they gave reparations to. But for some reason, when it comes to God's people, they say that we just need to get over it and that it happened so long ago. And all we need to do is work harder, and we should be thankful that we're born in this country. Because if we're born in another country, we'd have a hard life. That we have so many opportunities here. That's the story that they're telling you. But very soon they're not going to be able to continue saying that to you. Very soon the script is going to flip on them, and they're going to have to say that the words that they spoke out of their mouth were wrong. Because they're going to be afflicted, they're going to be terrorized, they're going to be given out to great shame and reproach. They will be called bywords and be known as bywords. Wherever they go in the world, and I'm speaking about Edom, and I'm speaking about those that uphold the wickedness of Edom and support them, the ones who want to be among them, who want to be counted like them, they too will be afflicted. Wherever in the world they go, people will not want to associate with them. Wherever they go, they will be insulted. When they look for empathy, none will be found. When they look for others to look upon their condition and give them relief, they will be told that all they need to do is endure. They will be reminded of what their ancestors did. Not just to Black people in America, not just to Black people in the Caribbean, not just to Black people in Central and South America, not just to Black people in Africa, not just to Black people in Europe, not just to Black people in where they call the Middle East today, which is really Africa. But what they've done to other people around the world, that wherever they have gone, they have afflicted people. They have caused destruction and ruin. They will be reminded of that when they try to seek relief from their condition. They're going to be reminded, you just need to endure this. You can do it. Because remember, you did it to Black people. Remember, you did it to the indigenous people. You can endure this. If we were able to endure it, so can you. They will be given no understanding and no relief. It will not be found. That goes for the baby, the suckling, the baby that is a suckling on the breast. That goes for the child, and all the way up. None will be finding relief or empathy. Because, hey, we were told as Black people worldwide that all we need to do is pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. All we need to do is work harder. That we should be thankful that we're being born in this country, in this part of the world. Edom is going to be told that they should be happy that they even get a meal for one day. One meal a day, they're going to be told, you need to be thankful for that. It's one meal. You need to be thankful. All of the possessions of Edom, the houses, the land, the vehicles, the bank accounts, the precious metals, the furs, every single thing that has value will be taken from Edom. They will not possess nothing. They will not possess not one thing. Obadiah 1 verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. They shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. That's right. Everything that Edom has, we're going to get everything. Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuwah hath spoken. That's right. That's right. The Most High said he's going to destroy the house of Esau. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And the Most High has to put it in the hearts of Edom and their leaders to be foolish, to think that they can win, and to continue on in arrogance and in pride. For this fall that we're watching, we're witnessing in real time of Edom. And they're not going to stop. They are going to think that they can win, even when the Most High is coming in the clouds to earth, and the whole world looks up and sees the Most High coming. They're going to think that they can win. What Charlie Kirk represents is the silencing of Edom. The destruction of Edom. The immediate stop of the wickedness of Edom and removal off the earth of Edom. That is what Charlie Kirk represents. He represents the imminent, the coming fall of Edom. And because the people that support his wickedness, the words that he spoke, because they're so full of arrogance and hatred, because they're so full of pride, they cannot see it. They can't see it. And that is how Yahuwah is going to have them walk right into the trap that he set for them and destroy them. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahuwah. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahuwah? Yet I loved Jacob. And, this is verse 3, and I have hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahuwah hath indignation forever. And when the Most High speaks his word, it does not return to him void. It is complete. It must return to him complete. And this is what Edom, the people that are heading governments in America, in Europe, in all of these countries where they are heading these governments, in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, even in some Central and South American countries, Edom is heading those governments. Even in countries that we may not even realize that has the bloodline of Edom, this is what they are facing. And they cannot overcome it. They will try. They're going to have plan A, B, C, D. They're going to go all through the alphabet with all their different plans, right till Z. Then they'll start with plan AA, plan BB, plan CC. They're going to keep going. It will not occur to them to just repent and do what is right. But this is what they are facing. And they're not going to be able to overcome it. Charlie Kirk represents the end of America. All of the wickedness spoken out of his mouth. All of the delusion of thinking that he has done nothing wrong and does not need to give an account. All of that is ending. The curses that are spoken of in Deuteronomy 28. The curses are now upon Edom. That's right. The curses are now on Edom. And they cannot escape it. There'll be no escape any longer. As time goes on, you will see the curses that are upon Edom get more bold, get more widespread, and get more entrenched upon them and their people. That's what you're going to see. And anyone who is not Edom that wants to embed themselves with them, literally and figuratively, will also face these curses. You cannot defend wickedness and expect the consequences of defending wickedness to not come upon you. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to thank all of you. And again, please like, comment, subscribe. Shalom.